So, I'm on my way to this wedding reception thing, and it's about like an hour drive, so I have a moment to myself, no kiddo, and it's quiet. Um, so thought maybe I'd chat a little bit. Um, I had some thoughts about this whole Norman, Melissa McBride spinoff thing, and it's just a little bit wild to me. You know, I've been in this fandom a long time, not since the beginning, but for a fairly long time, and I've never seen anything. I've never seen. I wouldn't say I've never seen quite that kind of vitriol. It's like I have and I haven't. Someone made a great point on Twitter. No, or maybe it was Tumblr and they screenshot it and put it on Twitter. I can't really recall which one it was. But, typically in the fandom, you see a lot of racism. That's what you see. That's usually where the vitriol lies, not necessarily with a particular ship. Although there has been like ship wars for some reason, I mean, with unrelated things. I know there's been like a lot of just like the carolers get into it with the Rashoners on occasion, um, or anything that's. I don't even know how that's even related because neither Rick nor Michonne has anything to do with that. But I've seen people get into it um, quite often over the years online and social media. Um, but usually in terms of fandom and like, I mean, when we talk about toxicity, all of it's online, right? I've never seen anything really in person. None of this is in person. This is all online. But it got to the point where AMC felt the need to address it, just in tweets. It's not like they didn't do a press release or anything, or like an interview, or some kind of AMC's Walking Dead special or anything like that. But they did officially address it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan addressed it. I don't know if any of the other actors addressed it, but I think that says something now. But there has been like a lot of pushback in terms of like Rick and Michonne. I mean, there's still people to this day who don't think that RJ is probably real, or Rick's son, or some other bullshit, right? Stuff like that. That's usually the kind of, and that's its own level of toxic. And the specific label for that, we would call that misogynoir. There's never been a public issued statement by anyone regarding that. Now, granted, Denai's not on the show anymore. Andy's not on the show anymore. However, Andy has always been very vocal about supporting it, so kudos to him. But I just think about that because I know, was it maybe a year or so ago, Grant Gustin came out on Instagram and publicly defended his co-star, and God, mommy brain is like really kicking my ass. Candace Patton. I guess because the Flash fandom, and there's always been some toxicity there as well, but between having Barry be with Iris, like wanting her to die and all kinds of weird stuff like that. So Grant Gustin came out publicly and defended her on his personal Instagram. I mean, different fandom, different circumstances. But again, Andy has never, even before Rick and Michonne were together, he has always pushed for that. He's always been very vocally advocating for them being together, wanting more for them. I have no issues there. But anyway, my point being that AMC never made a public statement about, hey, Rick Grimes is the lead of the show, and this is his leading lady. And in fact, they dropped the ball when it came to merchandising. They dropped the ball when it came to doing promotions. The only main promotion I can think of with Rick and Michonne is the ones where Michonne is not even facing the fucking camera. Like, she's looking that way, Rick is looking sideways, And then on Talking Dead, they had that little animation where, because initially they were just standing there. It wasn't even like they were together. So this is like around season 6 before Jesus shows up, right? And then the animation has them hold hands after the Jesus episode. I don't really recall any Rick and Michonne. Like, there was tons of Maggie and Glenn, promo shots, whatever. I know there was like the one kind of photo shoot that they did for Entertainment Weekly where they were like really dressy. There was that. And then I don't feel like there was anything else. Am I mistaken? Did I somehow miss it? I know there's been like a lot of fan art. People utilize photos of actual Andy and Denai together from like panels and stuff, but I cannot think of anything that was official by the network of them together, or in character or otherwise. I can't think of anything like that. So on the one hand, we have the actors, mostly Andy, and the writers behind the scenes fighting for the characters, fighting for this relationship, putting these people together. And then we have like radio silence outside of that. So while I appreciate them coming forward and standing strong for Norman, and I guess by default Melissa, I don't think anybody was really blaming her. I think it seemed like people were more vitriolic towards Norman or whatever. It would have been nice. I would have appreciated if we could have gotten this several years ago. With all the racism, toxicity, and misogynoir and abandon. That would have been nice. I didn't know where I was going with that when I started. That's where I ended up. I'm trying to pay attention to directions at the same time, but those are my thoughts. That's how I feel about it. What are your thoughts? How do you feel? What do y'all think? I know it's been a while since I've done a video. It's very life is juggling, and it's hard to keep all the balls up in the air right now. I'm gonna catch up with Fear soon. I thought I was more behind than I was, but apparently I only missed one episode from last season, so I'm gonna try and catch up. But I hear Strand's very unlikable, which makes me sad, because he's one of the few reasons why I was continuing to watch, because I really like him. But anyway, so that's all I got for now. Toodaloo.